I loved the quality of the writing when I read the script, the honesty of it, and the fact that it's full of, the characters are full of contradictions, and the treatment of the past. It's an unsentimental, anti-nostalgic treatment of the past, which I really like. If you look at the history of British film, there's so much film where the past is treated as a better place, soft, lovely, kind, and it is not in this film. It's very honest. So I really loved that and responded to it.
Outwardly, it might seem rather dull to go back into the same old material and just try and rework it into another form, but it threw up so many problems and challenges that it was actually a delight. It was like a kind of meditation of entering into a piece of work that you're already so familiar with and moving around inside it confidently, freely, knowing you knew these characters. They seem like part of myself.
Was already familiar, had read it, you know, about a year before I think the script existed. Ian's writing was definitely a draw for me, but then also interesting love stories that actually mean something. I'm drawn towards, and Edward specifically, the character, I think someone whose flaws are present, noticeable, and very human. Like, he's an incredibly, you know, some sort of very layered and multifaceted character, and that was going to be a challenge to play. And then also the creative team. So knowing that Ian had also adapted his own novel, I can't imagine the amount of wrestling he did with himself. So that was really interesting. And then I met Dom, and I was aware of Dom's work, and we seemed to get on. So yeah, so it all kind of just clicked and fit into place. So
one of the things that Ian does very well is use place, sense of place, and the designer and I spent a lot of time working on, you know, what the feel of each place should be. And one of the ideas of the film was that these young people are in the wrong place at the wrong time. So all the settings are created, if you like, by the previous generation. We didn't want to create man-made spaces that were sympathetic. They're all quite hard. The only places that they really feel at home in or seemed right in were the natural ones, the open air ones, and we did that very intentionally. So all of those things, when you're shooting, they really help, because you've got an environment that it feels it's doing something, and so that was all part of creating these very different textures in the film.